Hey guys, so my name is Cece, and this week we're going to be talking about respect in relationships and friendships. um, Respect is such a key element to any good relationship, um, and that goes for any relationship that you have, whether you're just friends with a person, whether it's a romantic relationship, a relationship with your family, in your own job. Respect is such a key element that a lot of people forget about. And it frustrates me because I was raised to always respect people. And so when I see that people don't do that, it kind of irks me. But um, hopefully, this will give everyone an insight on uh, respect and that it'll show you that this is an important thing to apply to any relationship you have in your life. I actually did a rant on this on my Snapchat a while back, and I got a lot of good feedback from it. I just figured I'd go more in depth in doing a video on it. So, when I say respect, uh, I mean that in the most humble way possible, I guess. Respect is such a I feel like it should be such a common sense type of thing, but some people weren't raised the same way, and so they're like, well, if you don't respect me, I don't respect you. But you have to give respect in order to get it, and I feel like the best way to apply getting respect from a person is to just give it from the beginning of any relationship. Because you don't know the person, they don't know you, and you don't want to give off a bad first impression because you're like, well, I don't know them, why do I have to respect them? And and I used to be like that. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be very like, okay, well, I don't know you, so why do I have to give you respect? Or, um, like you, uh, you may disrespect me, so I'm just gonna automatically assume that, I don't I'm not gonna like you, or whatever the case may be, because a lot of people jump to conclusions about situations and how they vibe off of people, and I get that. I can always tell right away if I'm gonna get along with a person or not, and but there have been times where people surprise me and I end up getting along with them, and I didn't think I would, but you should always give respect from jump. Like, don't ever not do that, because then it looks bad on your part. Because people notice that, even people that are just, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I totally blanked. People that are just watching from a distance, or people who just happen to be around, they hear that and they're going to be like, okay, well, I don't want to talk to them if that's how they talk to people they don't even know. You know what I mean? So it makes people not want to approach you. So you really do have to ask yourself, do I want people to feel as though they can approach me, and be respectful from the beginning, or do I want people to just be afraid and me just end up, because you're going to end up being lonely because people are going to feel like they can't approach you. So you have to really apply that respect aspect in any relationship that you have from the beginning, and not just after the fact. So in a relationship aspect, when you are respecting your significant other, that comes in many different forms. One of the biggest ones for me is calling your significant other out their name. And what I mean by that is calling them, um, for example, like, oh, you're a bitch. You shouldn't say that to your significant other. I don't care if you have a playful relationship or what the case may be. You should never feel comfortable enough to call a person out of their name. And that goes for friends too. I mean, granted, friends are, different, but in a relationship, that respect level needs to be 10 times as high than just with your friends, because they're not one of your friends. They're not one of, the people that you can just joke around with like that, because you have to respect them. If they respect you and they don't call you out your name, don't do it to them. Because I promise you, it hurts their feelings. They're just not going to say anything about it because they don't want to fight about it. So you really have to know, like, when is a limit to playing around, and that's one of them. You should never call your significant other out their name. I don't care if you're fighting or what the case may be. Don't do it. And another thing is, I know that in some relationships, y'all have, you joke around, this, that, and the third, but some of the things that I've heard people say is just so offensive. Like, you make the person feel bad and you don't even realize it. Why? Because they're not going to tell you, because they're going to be like, oh, they're going to think I'm being emotional. Oh, they're going to think I'm being just super sensitive and they can't joke with me anymore. Like, that's happened to me in a past relationship. I took things to heart because they went too far. They were joking too much to the point where it was being disrespectful, and they didn't think it was. And they would say, well, you knew this is how I was. And it's like, yeah, I knew you were playful, but I didn't know you were going to take it that far. And, like I said, there's a limit, but you still have to respect that person's feelings. And, they would tell me, okay, well, then I'm just not going to joke with you anymore. And it's like, okay, well, then I guess you're not. But they would continue to do it either way, and it was just disrespectful. And then I called them out on it, and they weren't happy about it. And if your significant other doesn't respect how you feel about something and, just kind of brushes it off as if it's not important, you shouldn't be with that person. Your significant other should respect how you feel in any given situation. And, they should never feel comfortable enough to just call you out your name or, push buttons for the sake of their own entertainment. That's not acceptable. As for friendships, though, respect is such a key element as well, because you still can't go too far when you're joking with friends. And you definitely can't call them out their name all the time. Like, I get, like, what's up, bitch? You know what I mean? Like, there's sayings that people do, and I mean, I do them, but there's a limit. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want someone just calling me out my name every single time they talk to me. Like, I don't like that. And especially if I don't do it to you, don't do it to me. But you should always respect how your friends feel about any situation. And you should respect how they go about certain things. Like, if you know something bothers that person, don't do it. Don't blatantly do it because you just, want it for your own entertainment, or let's see how they react if we do it. Like, no. Don't purposely make someone sad or mad, because all that negative energy is going to come back on you. And it's not a good thing. Don't push someone's buttons for your own enjoyment. And definitely do not just make someone feel some type of way because you want to see how they're going to react. Why I will never understand why that's appealing to people. Like, oh, let's do this or say this because you know how they feel about it. Like, if you know how they feel about it, why would you do it? It doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, just be respectful in any relationship that you have, and stop calling people out their name 24/7, and definitely don't do it in a relationship. I cannot stress that enough. That is not okay. Because back in the day, if a man called a woman out of their name, they probably, I promise you, they got slapped for it. or you know, they didn't talk to that person anymore. Why? Because they were disrespectful to them, and it's just not okay. You shouldn't do that. But just be respectful. It's a common sense type of situation with that. Like, if you want respect, you give it from the start. You don't just give it after the fact, because then no one's gonna want to talk to you. No one's gonna feel like you're gonna respect them, and no one's gonna want to approach you. Like, oh, I see that they're being disrespectful to them. I don't want to approach them because they're gonna be disrespectful to me. Like, that's how people learn things, because they watch from a distance and then they make their own assumptions, and they're like, okay, well then they're probably gonna be disrespectful to me. I don't want to talk to them. Let me just leave it alone. And you don't want that, because guess what? You're gonna end up being by yourself. And as much as people say, oh, I don't care, I'm fine by myself, like, everyone needs somebody. And so yeah, like, just be respectful, and if you know that you're being disrespectful and you realize it, apologize for it. Because you just leaving it there is going to make that person think, oh, they really don't care about how I feel. They don't respect how I feel. But if you acknowledge that you did something wrong, like, that person's going to be like, okay, they know what they did wrong and they're not going to do it anymore. But if it becomes a persistent thing amongst friends or in a relationship, and you have to talk to that person more than once, you need to get out of that situation, because I promise you it's never going to change. That person will never change how they act, what they say, and you're just wasting your time, like, having the same conversation over and over again. So yeah, just be respectful, and, you know, always just spread the positivity of that, because being respectful to a person can go a long way. Even if you don't realize it, it can go a long way. So just keep that in mind. I have a couple announcements. So I have decided that I will be posting 2 videos a week now. So I will be posting one on Tuesdays, and I will be doing my videos on Fridays. They will not be filmed and put out this late anymore. I just got back into town, so yeah. I also just want to let everyone know that my messages are still open for anybody to come and talk to me. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. All of my social media will be down below, and let's see. My girlfriend will be coming in April. She'll be here for a week, so we're actually going to do a couple of videos while she's here. So there'll be some extra videos around that time, and I'll let you guys know what those will be. Me and her still have to talk about the ideas of that. But yeah, and you guys will get to meet her, and it'll be a lot of fun. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. And as always, spread love and positivity, and just be you and be happy and live your life to the fullest. Okay, you guys.